We've got the Detroit Pistons and the Los Angeles Clippers. Here we go. I'm Brian Anderson at the table with Grant Hill and Brent Barry. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
And at 6'10", Jalen Duren is an incredible athlete for his size.
Yeah, he's got a lot of bounce, which helps him as a rim protector, rebounder, and lob threat. Plus, he's got quick feet, and he's able to guard smaller guys on the perimeter.
With the drive, and he banks in the layup.
Ignoring the defense and cutting to get the shot. That's a great play from Cade.
Right side Simmons. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Now here's Harris. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's going to be on Ivica Zubac. Detroit shooting their first free throw this game. The free throw drops for Harris. It's so interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed. Owners have changed. And now they're postseason regulars in the league.
And the Pistons with possession here. Following the score by Los Angeles.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
And it's Simmons missing.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there. There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Harden with a bucket.
Dialed in from deep, Harden understands when he should look to shoot the 3-ball.
Hardaway, a good look. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him.
That's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
And now we'll go to Allie LaForce, who had a chance to talk with Tyronn Lue.
I asked him what's the key to slowing down Cade Cunningham. Coach said, quote, not letting him get clean looks inside the arc. Cade is a terrific mid-range shooter and a solid finisher inside, so we just have to get a hand in his face on every shot. Limiting his production could be the difference in this game.
Okay, thanks, Allie. And here's Harden. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 4-point game. Here's Simmons. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
The paint is where Simmons excels at finding points. He knows how to own the inside.
Cunningham drives in. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pistons?
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Clippers trail by 4. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. And he gets it to go. 4 for 6 so far. Cunningham looking it over. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Obviously, everyone knows about the defense of Kawhi Leonard. But Grant, his shooting is overlooked.
Yeah, you know, he's at about 40% from 3 for his career. You combine that with his wing defense, you get a one-of-one player capable of carrying a team.
Now here's Cunningham. He's got 6. Unloads from 13. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Harris has got 5 points.
That's a Tobias has a good frame and has good strength. I like to see him go in there and put it to good use on the offensive glass.
Harden, good.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
.32 seconds left in the first. And here's Cunningham. That's good. For the day, he's 4 for 6.
And that's some force coming from your 6'7", 6'8" point guard. That's tough to stop.
Here's Harden. Great start so far. 3 of 3 in this one.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And it's Cunningham missing. He gets it up. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Detroit on top, leading by just 2. And we'll get things started.
17.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, guys, looking at what we've seen from the Pistons, what do you think?
We all know good ball movement is what most coaches harp on, and their passing's been excellent so far.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
Here's Harden. And it's all tied up. He's got 9. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? Nah, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, guys, a lot of new developments for the Clippers this season, and obviously they have the new arena, new designs for their logo, jerseys, and court. Not only that, their G League team moving into a brand new arena in Oceanside, renewing the San Diego Clippers moniker. Ryan, a lot to be excited about for this Clips team.
No question. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Schroeder with it. Picked up by Powell. And here's Thompson for 3. And again, no good by Detroit. The Clippers in the lead. Here's Leonard. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
What you like about James Harden, he can play with any set of teammates, Brent.
Well, we're seeing this transition, BA, right, from Harden being this elite offensive system by himself to now being a better teammate, a guy who can facilitate and set guys up to make better offensive plays. So not shouldering the entire load anymore. He's been very flexible over the past couple seasons.
And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. And here's Schroeder outside. The rebound by Eubanks.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Here's Harden. 11 points in the game. An easy 2 on the layup. Harden's got 6 points in the quarter.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Some sick ball skills displayed right there, and he's not the guy you expect to pull that off.
Here's Harden. That one's good for 2. Harden's got 15 points.
Oh, one of these monster nights from James Harden.
And here's Schroeder outside. The rebound by Eubanks. Los Angeles leading by 7. Leonard outside. From downtown. Oh, Leonard laces it in from distance.
They're starting to pull away here as their shots keep falling.
Start to feel their confidence. That's the difference between the success they're having now and the struggles they faced earlier.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside. And they're just one foul now away from the penalty.
And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Eubanks. Takes the three. Oh, and another three for the Clippers.
I really don't think there's any way to slow them down. They have the defense scrambling out there.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Back to Harden. Shot clock at 6. And they call an illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Gotta hold firm or you're gonna get a call.
There's Cunningham with a three. It's rebounded by Los Angeles.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Well, if the Pistons are going to turn things around, Brent, it needs to start on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's part of it, B.A. It's not surprising that they've been in the bottom 5 defensively over the past couple years, and that's what happens when you pile up a bunch of young players who want to prove themselves, and by proving themselves, it usually starts on the offensive end. We'll see if these guys being together start to take some pride in stopping their opponents.
Harden from outside. That one falls. 8 of 10 and scoring with confidence.
And that's Harden. He can beat you equally off the dribble or off the catch.
And it's good. 2 points.
If the defender is giving him that much space, the points are inevitable.
Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good. Cunningham's got 14. The Clippers lead by 8. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half. Outside Harden. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
Well, Harden just outworking them inside. Could we say he wanted it more?
Ooh, assertive from Cunningham.
Oh, fantastic adjustment on the shot against tight defense.
Pass to Eubanks. There's the three. Duren with a rebound. It could go. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. We'll be back in a moment. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. The Clippers lead by 6. And make no mistake, Cade Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
And it's Cunningham missing. And Simmons has got the ball here for the LA Clippers. They held a 12-point lead earlier.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. That's going to send Ausar Thompson to the line. It's on Norman Powell, and that one misses. And Brent, two of the best athletes in the league are brothers, Ausar and Amen Thompson.
These guys are absolutely off the charts in terms of their elite ability to get up off the floor. And Ausar came in a little less heralded than his brother, but he might have a slight advantage in a very important category, and that's shooting the ball.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes, and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Ryan. He said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allie.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
Cunningham. Oh, what a move by Cunningham inside.
And Cade Cunningham earning every bit of those points, just driving against contact and still able to focus and finish.
Simmons looking around. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Simmons has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Outside Hardaway for the tie. The rebound by Bogdanovic. The Clippers lead by 3. Last season was tough for the Pistons, Brent, setting an NBA record by losing 28 games in a row.
BA, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm going to go on the bright side. Look at their core. It's led by Cade Cunningham. This guy is ultra talented. He's still in his early 20s. They have a lot of young talent on the roster. They're going to be better, and they play way better in the second half of the year. So how's that for some positivity? Well, Harris does a good job. Stop, show the ball, get him up in the air, and then find your way to the free throw line.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. The first free throw is good.
2 shots.
So he gets them both.
Two-part equation. You have to be aggressive enough to get to the line, then talented enough to sink them.
Outside Simmons.
With a tantalizing combination of size and skill, Ben Simmons has to be a headache to guard.
So far in this game, he's 0 for 2 at the line. That free throw, no good.
Ben Simmons.
Good on the second one. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Outside Schroeder. Harris a screen for the tie. The shot is good, and this game is back to even. Schroeder's got his second basket.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Outside Simmons. Good on the bucket. Simmons has got 15.
Love his shot selection. Good at taking quality shots. Whether he's defended or open, he knows how to knock those down.
For 3, Hardaway. Not going to go that time. It's a close game here in L.A. And no matter how many minutes he gets, Norm Powell is always ready to shoot, Brent.
Oh, man, B.A. Norman Powell has consistently been in that be-ready club off the bench. He can come in and score a bunch of points for his team and spark the offense. And this guy has been aggressive from day one, and it doesn't matter where he is, he knows his role.
And the technical free throw is good. And Detroit making a change here. Here's Simmons. The shot from the low post is good. Simmons has got 9 points now in the second half.
You know Simmons can get physical when he has to, going right through the contact.
Up top, Beasley. Still no points. Powell pulls it in. The Clippers lead by 5. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
Here's Simmons. He gets it to go again. 9 for 13 so far.
Well, that's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. teams will make substitutions. Detroit with the ball. Pass to Holland. Shot to stop the run. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
You know, not the smartest play a defender can make there.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
He hits the second from the line. And he nails the third. 54 seconds left in the third. The Clippers lead by 4. Dunn outside. And there's the drive. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
And that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Oh, there's the alley. And the dunk by Duren.
He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duren makes for an easy target on the lob.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Dunn. Drops in the layup for 2. Dunn's got 4 points in the quarter.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Pass to Beasley. Back to Hardaway. Lets it go from deep. No good on the shot. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be right back with you shortly. 3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. Pistons trail up by 6. Beasley for 3. That one falls, coming off Schroeder's feed. Beasley's got his first 3 points of the game.
And he can be pretty consistent out there, so the defense is going to have to force Beasley off the line.
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Brent, almost your ideal shooting guard. Malik Beasley doesn't try to do too much.
The biggest thing, BA, is the turnover percentage that he's led the league in. Malik Beasley just simply doesn't give up the ball. He makes good, steady decisions, shoots the ball at a high clip. So that kind of reliability, that's what he's paid for.
Here's Harden. Oh, that was pure. He's got another one. Now 10 for 12.
Even if he's not a big man, Harden can score inside with the best of them.
And no good, trying to use the glass. The Clippers lead by 6. Here's Leonard. The rebound by Beasley.
And it was a great chance to finish on the break, and he flubs it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 5 points in the quarter.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, team, I was able to catch the message that J.B. Bickerstaff was giving to his team. And he was adamant that they need to tighten up their D. That lack of communication at that end has led to breakdowns, wide open shooters, and easy buckets. He sounded pretty frustrated, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Leonard for 3. Drops in the 3. And now it's a 9-point Los Angeles lead.
Nice teamwork. The right guy ends up with the ball in his hands, and Kawhi finishes that possession.
And he drops it first.
Shooting for Detroit, Cade Cunningham, 2 shots.
Both good from the line that time.
The drive to be great is something that Cade Cunningham quietly possesses, and he has all the tools to be a very special player.
Now Simmons. Tipped away. Here's Thompson. Count that bucket.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Outside Harden. Takes it inside. Blocked. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Here's Cunningham. Good D by Simmons. The Clippers lead by 5. On the wing, Harden. Six on the shot clock. Launches it from deep. Thompson pulls it in. Pistons trail up by 5. Pass to Cunningham. Cunningham taking the contact.
You gotta love what Cade Cunningham, as a young star, is bringing to this game.
Now here's Simmons. Here's Eubanks. Misses the 3. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Here's Cunningham. Lays it up and banks it in. And it's now only a 1-point Los Angeles lead.
And the team counting on Cade. He comes through.
Leonard looking over the floor. To snap the cold streak. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Harris. Here's Thompson. There's the drive. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Here's Harden. And they get it back. Leonard outside. Tries again. Oh, he nails it!
Wow. That takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Here's Duren. The Clippers grab the miss. They held a 12-point lead earlier. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Harden with it. Money.
Oh, can you say important bucket by Harden? James always wants the ball in these moments. Love it.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Don't force something up. You got to be smart here.
And Los Angeles making a change here. Cunningham outside. Launches a 3. Misses the 3. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
And the Clippers with the ball. 3-point lead. And they go to the intentional foul.
17. At the line for 2.
So the first one drops. And that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. And it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
Detroit calls timeout. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
Score quick, then foul. Then you have to hope for some missed free throws.
Yeah, this won't be easy, so a little bit of luck will go a long way for them to get back in.
And here's Cunningham outside. So it's Los Angeles picking up the win. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game is the 76ers coming to town for this one. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with you. Joining me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. Our buddy David Aldridge is on the sideline getting stories. Here's Young, and he drives in, uses the glass to finish the layup.
Nice job capitalizing down there. Young good at probing inside and finding some space.
Outside Edwards.
Atlanta foul. His first. Team first.
Here's Grimes. Pass to Yabusele. 5 to shoot. For 3, Edwards. Rebound by the Hawks. And Reza Shea, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
Over to the wing. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Young with no one around. Another miss by Young.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Grimes. And it's Reza Shea with the rebound.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Young looking around. Atlanta again missing. Over to the left wing. Here's Yabusele.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Young outside. Driving inside. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And on the drive, Young can be so sudden. The defense barely gets a chance to react.
Here's Butler. 2 points. That one goes.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now, here is Young with the drive, and the layup falls. Young's got 6.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
Here's Young. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Niang. The three-pointer off the mark.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Buries the long-range jumper.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And here's Young from the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. He's got 9.
As a leader, you've got to know when your team needs a response. Young gets that, and great 3 to answer right back.
From deep three-point land. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Here's Bona. The rebound by Niang. And it's the Hawks ball.
76ers foul. Quentin Grimes. His first. Team first.
Reza Shea in the corner. Off target from outside. Right side, Edwards. That one falls.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the game here. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Here's Doughton following the 3 by Atlanta. Pass to Council. Reza Shea with the steal. Young outside. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. It's his 5th basket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Here's Doughton. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Atlanta. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hawks.
Well, you know, the analytics guys would tell you a team shouldn't be taking this many mid-range shots, but clearly they're shooting them with confidence.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, even with an MVP and Joel Embiid, the Sixers can't be a one-man show. Embiid says, I watch a lot of games and I see what's working. Good basketball means cutting, moving, guys getting off the ball, and it's moving and not sticking. But you need the right guys to execute that system. And I think we've got the right guys. Kevin?
I know you and I agree they do, David. Thank you very much. Here's Walker. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. Hey, Stan, I've always wondered, back when you were coaching, college or pro, what was your defensive philosophy?
Well, I think, first of all, Kevin, we always wanted to take away the easy baskets. In other words, we're going to get back in transition, not give away fast breaks. We are going to try to protect the paint and make sure we're not giving away layups. And we didn't want to foul unnecessarily and give away free throws.
Clock at 6. Okongwu grabs the board. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Aston Niang. Back to Young. Screen by Niang. There's the triple. The Hawks again can't hit.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The 76ers lead. On the wing, Walker. And it's off from three-point range. To the middle. And Okongwu slams it in.
Excellent ball movement. Young being unselfish.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
To the inside, Yabusele. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The 76ers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
The Hawks trailing. Pass to Okongwu. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And now Philadelphia on the break.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, here's Hood-Schifino. 6 to shoot. The Trae. Rebound by the Hawks. Young in the corner. Here's Okongwu. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. A minute 42 left in the first half. Picked his pocket. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. And Okongwu slams it in.
You know, a stellar floor general. Young has that uncanny ability to find his guys at the right time.
Pass to Yabusele. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Grimes. Shot clock at 6. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And stolen by Okongwu. On the wing, Daniels. Lets it go from deep. Drains it from beyond the arc. Daniels has got the lead up to 6 now for Atlanta.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
43 seconds left in the second quarter. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
The 76ers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Cans it from downtown. And now an 11-point Hawks lead.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here, have the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
Yeah, but we know momentum can flip the other direction very quickly. You can't get complacent now.
Young.
Oh, my...
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Milwaukee from the home court of the Bucks. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. Now here's Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. McDaniels. His three-pointers off the mark. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And it's the Bucks ball. Here's Giannis. Good, and a nice assist from Prince.
Contact just doesn't matter against Giannis. Once he's inside, he is not to be stopped.
Pass to Reed. Timberwolves passing it around. Back to Edwards. From outside the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
The work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with this team. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Pass to Rollins. Back to Giannis. Minnesota with the rebound.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Edwards, no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Here's Rollins. Here's Giannis. Julius Randle with the rebound. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Milwaukee shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Now here's Lopez. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Minnesota leading by 4. Now here's Edwards. Bounce pass from Reed. Here's McDaniels. Randle left side. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Three-pointer finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Well, don't think twice. Ball touches your hands, you let it go, Anthony Edwards.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Randle with some nice D.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Bucks trail by 7. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute, and we talked about the tall task of facing Anthony Edwards. Coach said he is so physical. Ant looks more like a linebacker than a wing, so we can't foul Edwards too much. That's playing right into his hands. So they'll try to play him tight without sending him to the line. Not easy to do. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Outside Edwards. We've got 1:08 left here in the first quarter. Pass to DiVincenzo. Here's McDaniels. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Here's Rollins. Still scoreless. Here's Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Making it look simple. The athleticism of Giannis on full display.
Randle outside. Back to Edwards. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randle. Edwards got 9 points.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Here's Lopez. Reed with the rebound. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And so it's Minnesota with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Here's Lopez. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. Rule adjustments, Doris, regarding the rip-through move. Do you think those have been effective?
Kevin, I certainly think we've taken a step in the right direction. We have got to give the defense more of a chance at this point, and the idea that you don't get shots on the rip-through is important.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
First team foul.
For 3, Edwards. Antetokounmpo pulls it. In. Bucks trailed by 11. Here's Lopez. Off with the layup. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Plenty of space. It's Edwards on the wing. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here's Milwaukee now. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked 1st in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin, the Bucks are still trying to perfect their chemistry. Bobby Portis says things take time. You've got to keep continuing to build it. There's another level Dame and Giannis can get to, just making it clockwork. Them continuing to get better at it opens the floor for everyone else on the court. Kevin?
Well, David, with those 2 guys, Dame and Giannis, it opens the floor up a lot. Hey, thanks for the report.
Boy, love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
Pass to Reed. Here is Edwards. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Oh, good on the triple. Bucks trail by 10 to the middle. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota with the ball. Here is Edwards. 12 points for him. Pass to Randall. And here's Edwards. 6 to shoot. McDaniels gets a wide open look. Misses the three. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Julius Randle with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 10. A minute 42 left in the first half of basketball. Kept alive. Outside Edwards. To the inside. Pass to Reed. Down low. Outside for Randall. Another miss by Minnesota. And it's the Bucks ball. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Giannis says, "Get off me!"
And this is where you feed Giannis. The closer he is, the more dangerous he becomes.
Now here's DiVincenzo. A three-pointer, no good. And here they come. All alone. And that's good for 2. And the Timberwolves with possession here. 6-point lead. Pass to Reed. Back to Edwards. Here's McDaniels to end the cold streak. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
Boy, drawing the defense's attention, Edwards pays it forward. Nice work on the pass.
The wide open look here for Lopez. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. We've got 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to DiVincenzo. And another 3 for Minnesota. Here's Antetokounmpo. 10 points for him. And stolen by DiVincenzo. Edwards looking it over. Offline with his 3. And the first half is now in the books. The Timberwolves on top. They lead by 12. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Bucks trail by 12. Pass to Smith. Here's Rollins. Here's Giannis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got the first basket of the second half here for the Bucks. Now DiVincenzo. Inside. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
And when you look at Alexander Walker, Doris, so consistent from year to year.
This is a young man who knows his role, finds ways to help the team within the context of what the Stars are doing. And those are exactly the kind of role players you need in order to have a quality basketball team.
Here's Randall. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
The shot by Rollins, no good. And it's Conley with the ball for the Timberwolves. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. DiVincenzo with it. He has 6. No one near Randall as he lets it go. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Well, you've got to be decisive in catch-and-shoot situations, and Julius Randle leaves no doubt.
Smith. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Smith's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Conley, and he lays it straight in.
Well, if you give Mike Conley any kind of position on the interior, he is just crafty enough to finish it.
Smith outside. Bucks passing it around. And the dunk by Smith.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. To the paint. Just 5 to shoot. Nice shot by Gobert.
Gobert's comfort zone, right? High percentage shots. Easy money for Rudy.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Losing his size, Giannis.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. Here's Porter. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
The defender getting a little over anxious there, but Porter causes that anxiety with his high-level scoring ability.
And the first one drops. And Porter drops them both. ADB, one thing about Kyle Kuzma, at 6'9", he is a big wing.
What I love about him, Kevin, is that he's such a strong shooter. He can bang in the post if you need him to. He always puts up solid rebounding numbers. And I think the final piece we've seen him developing is his ability to distribute the basketball.
Mike Conley was drafted, Doris, back in 2007. And somehow, some way, he's gone his whole career without receiving a technical foul. Heck, you and I have received technical fouls over here, but not him on the floor.
Kevin, that is an impressive feat, and it's also probably why he's won the NBA Sportsmanship Award more than anyone else in the history of the league, and why we will never win it.
And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. And the shot goes in. Porter's got 4 this quarter.
And this is how you execute in transition. Porter Jr. enjoys leaking out and running all over the defense.
Out to Conley. Alexander Walker on the wing. Puts up a 3. Conley's shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Count it, good. Porter's got 6 points.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Conley gets the bucket.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Things have been clicking offensively, defensively, you name it. And they are riding this wave of momentum. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Timberwolves leading by 13. to DiVincenzo. Good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want. This basketball game.
And here's Green outside, and rebounded by McDaniels. Now the Timberwolves with it. Pass to Reed. The tray, and another three for Minnesota.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
And stolen by Miller. Outside Edwards. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Going inside. That's all good, and that's his fifth basket of the game. He's shooting 5. We are live from Boston for an Eastern Conference contest with the Celtics. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and 2 Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Holiday surveying the floor. Pass to Porzingis. Uncovered. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
The drive by Poole. And he starts out with a miss in this one. Celtics on offense. Back to White. 20 feet out. Bucket is good.
Yeah, on the catch and shoot game, Derek White very assertive, ready to react.
Poole with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Right side George. Porzingis with the steal. Over in the corner, Brown. Hits it from three-point range.
The high-value three-point opportunity for Jaylen Brown. This guy's a threat from anywhere.
Here's Washington. 7-point differential. Now Poole. And the layup's good off the glass.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. We know, Doris, at one point the Wizards had one of the most unique pairings in NBA history.
Think back to 1987, 1988, the year you're talking about, when the 5'3" Muggsy Bogues was a teammate of Manute Bol, who stood 7'7" tall. At the time, they were the tallest and shortest players in NBA history, with 28 inches between them. Incredible.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg, it's not the first skill you think about, but Jordan Poole is unreal at the foul line.
I mean, led the league in 22 at 92.5%, beating out teammate Steph Curry by 0.2%. Poole's always been amongst the league leaders in attempts.
A three-pointer is right on target.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jordan Poole. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
Number 9.
Right side Porzingis from 15 feet away. That's short off the rim.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
Here's Poole. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Pass to White. Puts up a deep three. The rebound by Carrington.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line. That is a really pretty finish. Just gently dropped in the finger roll.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that. Wizards trail by 9. It's Smart with the drive. Pass to Holmes. Back to Smart. Puts up a deep three. They get it back. Champagnie. Great D that time from Tatum.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Jones, no luck. Here's Boston now. They're on a 15-6 run. Pass to Brown. "36 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lets the three fly. Buries the long-range jumper. Brown's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Celtics. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And here it comes. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. Here's Rollins. And Antetokounmpo inside. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Here's Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And attacking the rim. Holmgren making excellent use of that height inside.
Doris, do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best young core in the NBA?
Well, they are absolutely loaded with talent, Kevin. Not only that, they fit together. Now they've got a perennial MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has inserted himself into the best player in the game conversation, and a rising star in Chet Holmgren. Look out.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Bucks. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul. Kuzma, right side. Lopez, right side. Clock at 4. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here.
If you need to cool somebody off on the offensive end, put Mr. Dort on him. This guy's so disruptive.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked about the matchup problems that Chet Holmgren presents. He said defensively, Chet can warp the inside of the paint. And at the other end, he's going to drag his matchup out to the three-point line. That's what makes this 7-footer such a special player. Guys?
All right, thank you, David.
Boy, love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Up and in on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Back to Giannis. And the rejection by Holmgren.
Long 7-1 with that 7'6" wingspan. Holmgren can alter a block just about every shot in his vicinity.
Now here's Holmgren. Doesn't go for it. And Chet Holmgren's been a great player from day one, Doris. What do you like most about his game?
I don't know which aspect to pick. This guy is a great rim protector. He can shoot the basketball from three-point territory and with great range from three. But maybe my favorite aspect is the competitive toughness he brings on a nightly basis.
Now the Bucks moving it up. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
An amazing athlete. The length, speed, the Giannis is borderline impossible to guard when he is playing downhill.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Boy, that SGA dunk was right out of the highlight reel. Woo!
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Kuzma outside. Antetokounmpo up top. Over Hartenstein. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Right wing. Holmgren wide open. And the three off target. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Kicks it out to Prince. Here's Rollins. Kuzma with it. Scoreless thus far. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And the Thunder making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. The kick out to Williams. Outside Williams. From beyond the arc and then some.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Taken away by Williams. It doesn't go for him. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Thunder lead by 3. The and getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Thunder, guys.
what we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Bucks trailed by 3. Kuzma, right side. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. So, Doris, here's a question for you. Should the NBA widen the court? Because the corner 3 now is such a staple in these offenses.
That's exactly right. One of the most coveted, Kevin, because the proximity of the shot is so desirable. Here's what we know unequivocally. There's no way they're going to widen the court because it would take out some of the money-making courtside seats. That's not happening.
Here we are sizing up GA. Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
And here is Holmgren. Shoots the 3. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. That's where Giannis wants the ball.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. All alone. Again, Oklahoma City.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Here's Giannis. He has 6. Giannis slashing. Thunder with the rebound.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked 1st in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Second personal.
That's foul number 2 for him. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Kick out to Giannis. Prince outside. Back to Giannis. And he banks in the layup. Now just a 2-point Thunder lead. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's the 3. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Well, that's an opportunistic 3-point shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He liked the look of it.
Here's Porter to the paint. Here's Lopez. No good on the shot. Good D by Williams. The Thunder leading by 5. Now, Gilgeous Alexander. 9 points in the game so far. From downtown, Green with the rebound.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
And we see this often now from Giannis. His offensive repertoire has become so versatile.
Pass to Holmgren. Launches it. It's hauled in by Giannis.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Dort.
And how about the attack there from Giannis inside, going right into the defense and still able to get the shot up. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. From deep, Gilgeous Alexander. Green with the rebound. Bucks trail by 3. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And that one drops. Giannis has got 10 points in the quarter.
And this is where you feed Giannis. The closer he is, the more dangerous he becomes.
With 2 seconds left. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. It's the Thunder. They lead by 1. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And the Thunder with possession. They lead by 1. And a wide open look for Gilgeous Alexander. It's good from long range. Gilgeous Alexander's got the first basket of the third quarter for Oklahoma City. Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, 2-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Pass to Holmgren. He's off on that one. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. For the tie. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. That one on Williams.
Boy, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. And the Thunder another three.
Boy, you respect the shot selection from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just taking what the defense gives him.
Pass to Lopez. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Lopez has got the game tied up here for Milwaukee.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
On the wing, Porter hasn't made one yet. To the middle. Rebound by Williams. Now, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Bucks trailed by 3. Giannis outside. Down low. Here's Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Oh, Kyle Kuzma off his feet in a hurry. Nice finish.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 15 points in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Williams can't get it to go. And the Bucks with possession. It's a 1-point game. Kuzma outside. The kick out to Lopez. Kuzma inside. And the layup's good off the glass. Kuzma's got 4 this quarter.
Kyle Kuzma doing work in the painted area. That's beautiful.
Williams up on top. Pass to Holmgren. Dort with the ball. Holmgren with it. 5 points in the game. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. They lead by 1. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Left side out of the Kumbo. Rebound by Williams. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the third. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. There's 53 seconds left in the third. The Thunder shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
First personal foul.
No good on the second free throw.
Boy, the missed free throw there keeping this game at even. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Outside Porter. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. .35 seconds left to play in the third. Clock at 6. Here's Trent. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. And the Thunder with the possession here. Here's Wallace. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. For Oklahoma City, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. Wallace hits 2 free throws. The Bucks trail. And Kuzma has it in the corner. The shot, no good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Thunder lead by 2. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. So it's the Bucks now, trailing by 2. Pass to Lopez. Back to Kuzma. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't cash in from close range. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Wallace outside. Lets the three fly. Kuzma pulls it in. .60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. The wide open look here for Lopez. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. And Lopez throws it down.
Well, one aspect that makes Lopez dangerous is his size. At 7 foot, but he doesn't have to go far to slam it home.
Caruso goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
ADB, one thing about Kyle Kuzma, at 6'9", he is a big wing.
What I love about him, Kevin, is that he's such a strong shooter. He can bang in the post if you need him to. He always puts up solid rebounding numbers. And I think the final piece we've seen him developing is his ability to distribute the basketball. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has such great synergy with his teammates.
Here's Giannis. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. The Thunder leading by 3. Pass to Holmgren. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He is just not taking smart shots out there. A pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Giannis. Count it. Antetokounmpo's got 21 in the game.
And you know, he knows he's the leader of this team. Giannis embracing the opportunity to come through with big baskets.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the
He misses the free throw.
What you love about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is this young man's work ethic. He is a gym rat who's always looking for ways to improve.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got it all tied up now for the Bucks.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
Back to Williams. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Brook Lopez.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Porter looking it over. Kuzma outside. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Kuzma can't get it to go. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. A 2-point game. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren in the corner. Pass to Hartenstein. Fires the 3. Holmgren can't hit. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. And a wide open look for Porter. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Inside. Money!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. Now, he begged his players to keep it simple out there. He told them one possession at a time. Don't look at the scoreboard. What's most important is running our plays and being aggressive defensively. see if they can follow that game plan. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, you like when a guy calmly steps up, knocks down the free throws, exactly what you want.
Here's Giannis. Good D by Holmgren. And so they foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You love when guys like Chet Holmgren, who enters the league with big expectations, works hard to meet those expectations. It's been great to watch.
Out to Kuzma. Will it go? $12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Tipped away. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. A solid win on the road for them. This build